Well, well, you're not going to kill over and die that easily. My Bruins fans, it is time to hug it out because that is a 4-2 win against the Carolina Hurricanes. And one thing that I've just something that I didn't notice until the end of until like 15 minutes ago was that the was that over the past 3 games, the Bruins have doubled their goal total against the Hurricanes this season each time. Because I mean, in the regular season, we got outscored by them 16-1, but we still had that one goal. Game one, we score 1 goal. Brings the total up to doubles the total up to 2. Game 2, we score 2 goals, doubles the total up to 4. Now, in game 3, we score 4 goals, doubling the total up to 8. Can't wait for game 5 where we eventually drain 16 freaking goals on them and on their ice. That'd be freaking amazing. But this was definitely the game of much shakeup among the Bruins, and because not only is Swayman in net for the first time in his career, this is his postseason debut, but because of Andrei Svechnikov being a freaking goon, Hampus Lindholm is out for tonight. Was out for tonight, and Trent Frederick for being kind of for once again taking horrendously untimely penalties is also out. So replacing Lindholm on defense is Mike Riley, and replacing Trent Frederick is Chris Wagner. Now, Wagner, I don't know. Wagner didn't really do much this game, but like what he did do, I liked what he did. It was just continued the be on the fourth line and continue generating momentum for one of the top 6 need to come back onto the ice. Well, so the Bruins are down 2-0 in this series, though. And in their franchise history, they're 13-15 when down 2-0 in a series. It's kind of frustrating to have a losing record on that, but hey, it's now 14-15, and I thought that it was going to be 13-16 because of how sloppy we started in the game. Last 2 games, we started the game pretty rocking. We pushed the puck we pushed the puck into their zone. This game, we just start off looking flat everywhere except for defense. We're fucking making Superman saves. Allmark's flying all over the place. Forbert. Oh my God, Derek Forbert had quite possibly the best game I've seen any Bruins defenseman have all season. That dude was just freaking amazing. 9 blocked shots in a single game. As a defenseman, that is freaking. To give you an idea of how much defensemen aren't meant to, of how few block shots as defensemen are expected to get. On ESPN ESPN Fantasy for hockey, defensemen get half a point for each. Defensemen get half a point for each block shot they get. So forward tonight, based solely on block shots, it's not on hits, not on shots on goal, because those are both 0.1 points per. On block shots alone, that is 4.5 points, which is just insane. It's insane. But eventually the Bruins managed to draw a high sticking penalty out of Jordan Martinook. It would be the first of 2 penalties before he gets sent down the tunnel for injury. Here's the thing: a lot of Canes fans are like, "Oh, classless Bruins fans and cheering for Martinook going down the tunnel." My brother in Christ, you were right there cheering when Lindholm got his shit rocked. Don't even freaking talk to us about class. But Bruins get a Bruins get a power play, and of course they do nothing with it. Of course, because obviously they won. Nothing else really happens until after the first stoppage until after the first commercial break, when a linesman just runs into the snow barrel. I feel so bad for all parties involved, but you cannot look at that and tell me that isn't the funniest fucking thing ever. Just a linesman just that barrel is getting 2 minutes for interference. Oh my gosh. But but back to the game. Carolina ends up striking first because with a Brendan Smith shot from pretty much the blue line, it gets stopped by Swayman and Vincent Trocheck. Look at that. He's right in front of the net to pick up the rebound and shoot it. Freaking Brandon Carlos is just lazily following him like a lost puppy or something like that. And he's just so freaking lackadaisical. Like Carlo, again, I will say this over and over again. And us re-signing Carlo was a bad move, or at least re-signing him to that big of a contract. If we can find someone to take on that contract, that'd be actually pretty good. I would have loved to see. I would have wanted to see the Bruins trade. If we're gonna give up Vecchionite, and actually no, I wouldn't have wanted us to give up Carlo as well. Because Carlo is also just a regular starter, and just fracking blah, blah, blah. But yeah, but after Martinook's second penalty for holding resolves, Haula ends up taking a dumb tripping penalty on Jesper Fast, which leads to the biggest momentum shift I've seen. I mean, this team has been a defensive stalwart, just blocking everywhere we are going, and we end up getting a shorthanded goal. Tony Dan, bad puck management, gets Jake DeBrusk, puts it right on Jake DeBrusk's stick. Tony D'Angelo just flops on the ground trying to block off the passing lane. Can't do it. It gets right onto Coyle's stick. He's going right to net, and it goes around in Pyotr Kochetkov and puts it in the back of the net. 1-1 game. Then we get Marchand near of the period, ends up going into the box for slashing Tony D'Angelo. Slashing is a weird penalty, especially when the slashing is on the stick. I think that's dumb. You're it's that'd be like penalizing sword fighting for smacking the other guy's sword too hard. But it's a penalty. You gotta live with it. Gotta deal with it. So he killed it, and yeah, I feel the Bruins. This was definitely a game where the Bruins were the better team. The better team won this game. Marchand scores by being right in front of the net. Look at that. Being right in front of the net really helps when you get rebound chances. Bergeron shoots, it goes off of Kishekov. Marchand is right there to put it in. This is the first time we've led the Carolina Hurricanes at any point in the season. But not long afterwards, Foligno and Svechnikov end up going at for a bit from because of course they're the two that are going to fight out of Ian Cole and Curtis Lazar when with Ian Cole going to the box for interfering on Curtis Lazar, and not long afterwards Vinny Trocheck also goes through tripping Brad Marchand. So the Bruins have a minute and a half of 5-on-3 play. I really would have wanted us to score during that minute and a half, but we don't. We don't score during that minute and a half. We do score during that last 29 seconds of the second penalty. Marchand passes cross ice to Pastrnak, who's right where he is, who's right where he needs to be. He settles it on his puck. He settles it on his stick, which I think might be the first time in a long while that I've seen this dude settle the puck down before he takes a shot. And oh boy, he gets like a sliver of a shot, and it goes right through. It goes right through, puts the Bruins up 3-1, and then we get to a scary part of the game. Bruins fans are really rowdy. They and like every team, they love to, like every fan base, they love to slam on the glass, and that gets really difficult when the glass that you're slamming on is right in the penalty box, because during the celebration, a big pane of ice just fell onto it, just fell right into the head of the penalty box attendant, and he's just pretty much knocked out cold, and he needs to be stretchered off with a neck brace. Thank God he's still moving, but I feel like this is a cautionary tale for everyone. Don't bang on the penalty. Don't bang on the penalty glass. It's not cool. It's not. They might be fun, but it's like that shit like that can happen. And speaking of penalties, refs, what the fuck are you doing? Brendan Smith just runs into Connor Clifton, and they start bleeding, and the refs take 8 freaking minutes to determine whether or not it's a double minor or a minor. And it doesn't matter because the Bruins kill it, but still 8 freaking minutes to determine whether or not this was a minor or a double minor. And I know blood usually indicates double minor, but we've already established during this postseason that the refs don't give a shit. The refs, they don't care. They're going to call whatever the fuck they want to call. And well, yeah, that's really it for the That's really it until the third period with Taylor Hall passing it cross ice to Bergeron and Bergeron just one times it right back to Hall, who's right where he needs to be, right in front of the net. What did I say? What the hell did I say? This team needs net front presence. And they got net front, and they had net front presence in this game. They had so much net front presence, and Taylor Hall just taps it in, 4-1 Bruins, and then Jacob Slavin in a little bit later just snipes from the corner, from like from the sideboards of the blue line to the top corner past right past Swayman. He had a clear shooting lane, and honestly, it's nobody's fault but Swayman. I'm sorry, Sway. I love you. You gotta have that one. You have to have that one. And we go on to the Ford F-150 Final Five. And the Hurricanes pull Kochetkov, and the Bruins just turtle. And turtling in the last 5 minutes always feels like the worst idea. It always feels like, oh God, we're letting them do anything they want. They there's so much. They have so much time in our zone. Please just don't. It feels like when we turtle in the last 5 minutes, we have to hope that something doesn't go wrong instead of making things go right for us. And I know. Oh, when we're winning in the last 5 minutes, when we are in the lead in the last 5 minutes, we're often playing down. We're often playing 6-on-5. We're often playing 5v6. Doesn't matter. We scored shorthanded on this one, and technically, since we're playing 6-on-5, since they're playing 6-on-5, we could also get another shorthanded goal. It doesn't matter. Bruins won this one. I think that's what we needed for tonight, just to come out of it with a win. Or not even just, to come out of it with a win. Because if we go down 3-0, it's a fucking great. We're great. This doesn't look good at all. Well, all I can say is I hope to God that I hope we ride this momentum into Game 4. I hope we keep doing the good shit. Don't do as much of the bad shit, and I hope that we tie the series up. We can theoretically win 4 in a row. We could theoretically win 4 in a row. But also PNC Arena. I was talking about this with all my friends, and PNC Arena just feels like the most hostile environment to opposing teams. It is so aggressively red, that it's bordering on Alabama levels of aggressively red, and it's like, and with that, it feels like great. Where is any sort of support? There's no support, because Canes fans are rabid fucking animals, and I mean that affectionately, and because some of you, because Canes fans are like the lovable fucking idiots here in the NHL. Well, and they're like, but they're also so fucking prissy, and they will. It's like the Canes fans are the parents of the misfit child. They will love their they may speak ill of them. In they may speak ill of them, and they may be, and they may be disappointed in them. But nobody else. But nobody gets to speak ill. Nobody else gets to speak ill of them. And they will always show up to be there for them. But I think really that is it for tonight's episode of Into the Den. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like, click subscribe if you don't like. Leave a comment down below. How do you think the rest of the series is going to go? But also down below in the description is my TikTok, the GoFundMe for Jake Tebow's recovery from a hockey accident, and the GoFundMe for a family of a trans child in Fleeting, Texas. Yes. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.